200, 250 cameras in our cars, and some of those are older technology, so they will be upgraded to digital, along with some of our outdated license plate readers. And in addition to that, we got a third piece that I'm going to initiate is body cameras for police officers. So we're going to be putting out a request for proposal to different vendors to look at body cameras, you know, that officers can wear and activate when they're outside of their patrol cars. It will probably take somewhere to the end of the summer till we get to where we're actually will have deployment. I expect that we will be piloting some systems prior to that time, but there will be no lack of vendors, certainly giving us their proposal and the equipment to test. But I think it's one that this is where policing is going in the future. There's over 75 law enforcement agencies in the state of Texas that deploy this type of technology, and just about every law enforcement agency across the nation have some of this technology. So this is just 21st century technology, and I think it will benefit us along with citizens. This is something that can make a difference when officers are complained on. We don't have to spend resources to investigate frivolous complaints. Sometimes when people make complaints and they see themselves on video, they drop the complaint. Also, it will strengthen investigations, where sometimes evidence and things that are happening when officers are on the scene will be better preserved and you know, easy for a judge and juries to see in a courtroom. So really, really excited about that. And if we have any questions about that, Mr. Yim, Deputy Director of Planning and Research, is here that can give you some more information. Also, recruiting. I want to mention this because I want to make sure that even though Houston's economy is fairly robust and has been rebounding for some time, HPD is still in the hiring business. We're still actively recruiting, and we're still hiring police officers. So I want everyone to know that if you're interested in a career in law enforcement, you know, you should really give HPD a hard look. We're taking applications right now for our February 2013 class, and any information about hiring criteria, you know, what it takes, you can go to hpdcareer.com and you can find information about our recruiting criteria and a little bit more information on what it takes to be a police cadet. The next thing is I want to congratulate members of the Major Offenders Environmental Unit. This past October, or we're still in October, but the last was September, first week of October, was the International Association of Chief Police Conference in San Francisco, IACP. And the Environmental Investigative Unit of Major Offenders received an award, the IACP Award for Excellence in Enforcement and Education when it comes to environmental issues. This is a unit that is responsible for investigating individuals and companies who violate our EPA law, that are responsible for dumping hazardous waste into our waterways and various locations around the city, and being out of compliance and how they pollute the environment. Very, very proud of individuals and major offenders, and also proud of this organization that almost at every major Chiefs Conference, the Houston Police Department is recognized for its outstanding work in some field every single year. And I believe Sergeant Walsh here from Major Offenders Unit is here to answer any questions that you may have on that. The last thing that I would like to mention is we have embarked upon an organizational culture change in the Houston Police Department. we have developed a 5-point plan to ensure that we're the most professional law enforcement agency in the United States. Now, we believe that we are now. We know we're not the worst, but we want to make sure we're the best by being proactive. And we picked out 5 key areas that we're going to concentrate on and that we're going to develop to make sure that we have accountability, sustainability, and transparency in going forward and making that happen. One is customer service. We're going to examine every aspect, and all of these 5 key points that I'm going to mention here are chaired by one of the executive staffs, and there's a lot of details of how we're going to go about accomplishing these goals. But customer service, that's one that's very, very important, that we have to make sure that our customers in the community, not only the residents and citizens that we serve and deliver services to, but we also have other customers, people that we are best in charge, that they receive the most professional, courteous service that this department can offer. And also our internal customers here, other employees. Training. We're going to examine all aspects of our training to make sure that we're following the best practices in the industry. And in most cases, I expect us to be the leaders and proactive and innovators when it comes to training. More scenario-based training, more interactive training to make sure that we're accomplishing our goals and objectives. Third is discipline. We want to make sure that our discipline is effective, or we're changing behavior. Discipline should change behavior. But we also have to make sure that are we using progressive discipline, and we're using the least intrusive means of discipline to make sure that we change behavior. Fourth, supervision-leadership. That's something that's very, very important. We need leadership throughout the ranks at every level in the organization. Supervision. That is our quality control mechanism. We want to make sure that our supervisors are ensuring that all of our employees are holding dear to those core values of this organization, which is honor, integrity, and respect. And last, civilian workforce initiatives. That's something that many law enforcement agencies forget about their civilian or their non-sworn support work staff. We know that those are valuable members of this organization. They have value, they contribute mightily to this organization's success. And we want to make sure that we understand their needs, and we're making sure that we're giving them the proper support when it comes to being non-sworn or civilian members of this organization. So I'm very, very excited about our 5-point plan, and we just started this in October. Some of the things that the committees in these areas will start to be implemented in January, but also some of these will be long-term, and these are not programs. This is a cultural change. This will be the philosophy of the organization. So I will not implement anything that does not have any type of sustainability. So this will just be the culture of the organization going forward. Okay, with that, I'm going to yield and